When I was 3, I was lying in my bed, and on the wall opposite me, I saw big, shadowy figures. These figures were abnormally wide, 3 times the width of a normal person, and they donned large hats. Yet I felt nothing at the sight of these figures. I wasn't scared, I wasn't excited, I was observing. Was I asleep, or was I still awake? This is my earliest memory of not sleeping at night. Just lying there, bathing in the activity of my own brain. For as long as I can remember, I have struggled with a fear of the dark, but not the darkness outside, the darkness inside. During the day, my house felt safe, like no one was out to get me. But as the night drew close and darkness began to envelop the house, I would become more and more unsettled. It's the middle of the night, and my body is telling me something. I need to use the toilet. I toss and turn and try to ignore the feeling. Just go back to sleep, I told myself. Yet sleep would not come. After hours of lying there, the feeling became unbearable. With my bladder now inflated like a balloon, it was time to venture into the darkness, beyond the safety of my closed bedroom. I gingerly opened the door, checking the hallway for intruders. A moment of piercing silence washed over my mind as I listened to the house. I could hear the faint ticking of the downstairs clock. No one was here. I softly walked down the stairs, ensuring I walked on the edge of the stairs to avoid causing the Victorian wood to creak. I was approaching the toilet when my heart stopped. A bang from downstairs. The ringing of my ears ceased. My brain was silent, my breathing shallow, as my brain was caught like a deer in the headlights, waiting for more noise. The fridge, I thought. It was just the fridge. I swiftly entered the bathroom and locked the door like my life depended on it. I was safe. For now. Once I was finished, I slowly unlocked the door, when a jolt like no other surged throughout my body. Run. My instincts had taken over. Whether there was someone in the house or not, I was moving. I ran as fast as I could, darkness in swift pursuit. Back upstairs to my bedroom, and as soon as I crossed the threshold, in an effort to fight my own fear, I slammed the door closed, and I was back in sanctuary. I took a deep breath. Now I can sleep, I said to myself, with a sense of uncertainty. 5 minutes had passed in bed, and my brain was a well of ideas, thoughts thrust upon me. What if someone was looking at me? What if someone was in the corner of the bedroom? My eyes bolted open and I scanned the perimeter of my room. Nothing, I said. Nothing is here. My eyes closed for mere seconds when I felt the urge to check again. I like to sleep with my feet outside of the covers, but now they felt exposed. With thoughts swimming, I snapped my feet back under the duvet to ensure they were safe. My eyes were now plastered open, piercing into the darkness. Every second that ticked by, I felt it. I stared into the corner of the bedroom, as if to ward off anyone that might be looking. My peripheral vision began to fill with darkness, filling in the little light that I could see with black, until my eyes moved, checking another part of the room, and the darkness faded away, only to start filling the darkness into the edges of my vision once again. After what felt like an eternity, light began to break through the edges of the curtains. I immediately felt the burden of worry lift. The light lifted the anxiety from my heart, and I felt truly safe. Now I could sleep. I was 22 years old when this happened. They say that fear of the dark is for the children, yet the fear in me is visceral. It had been controlling my life, and it did for years. I let the darkness run rampant with my mind, and I was never truly able to stand up to it. But who was I really trying to stand up to? Who was the imaginary man in the corner of my room, looking at me beyond what my eyes could perceive? My own mind, my brain, the very thing that I am sworn to protect, was working against me. Some people have a nemesis, a lifelong grudge, a foe. For me, that is sleep. I have a long and troubled history with sleep, and nights like the one I described were a regular occurrence. Only in recent years have I been able to overcome this lifelong war with my own mind, yet its effects still linger. Even recounting this now is making me feel unsettled, a deep brooding, forgotten anxiety that feels disgustingly familiar, and if I am not careful, it may consume me once more. My crowning moment with winning over the darkness was gifted to me through a fleeting obsession with black lights. I had purchased a powerful ultraviolet torch, and I wanted to experience its true power. So I decided to take a nighttime walk through the woods, a walk that I would typically never have gone on. The prospect of a winter night's walk through the woods would usually have sparked thoughts of, what if someone's there? What if someone tries to mug me, stab me? Yet these thoughts were overpowered by the prospect of seeing my UV torch in glorious action. So I ventured out, towards the woods, and when I reached the threshold between the lit street and darkened wood, I stepped forward with no hesitation. As I walked into the darkness, a strange feeling spread throughout my body, a feeling of safety. The darkness felt like a warm blanket of protection. No one could see me, nor I them. The darkness felt like an ally, providing me cover from unwanted eyes. No one is here, I said to myself. It's just me. Why would anyone come to these woods right now, I thought? Am I the only one weird enough to want to be here now? Any person like myself would be too scared to come here. I felt free, as if I could have walked naked through the woods with no repercussions. The thought lingered in my mind for a moment. Should I take my clothes off? A sense of power had come over me. I felt like I could do whatever I wanted. Fully clothed, I took out my torch and was instantly amazed. Small seams running across the soil were revealed to me, glowing brightly. As I walked further, I found glowing mushrooms, and between them I found spots of glowing dirt. I felt as if I was inside a video game, another world, a spectacle made visible to me with this torch. This experience, more than any, taught me that the darkness is nothing to be feared. Perspective is everything, and for most of my life, my perspective was the darkness held power over me, its presence forming control over me. Yet now I was taking control back. I was now able to exert my own will upon the darkness, and although I did not take my clothes off that night, the mere thought that I could made me feel powerful. Today, my battle with sleep has flipped. It is no longer a battle, but a staunch ally. What used to keep me up into the night now rejuvenates me. Although it took me 30 years to get to this point, I never want to let it go.